Chapter 44. Cassie's Dream. Exhausted and aching in every muscle, Sonny trudged toward the girls and collapsed onto the ground. After catching his breath, he turned to Cassie. Cassie, feeling any better? It took her several moments to respond with a faint nod. Thank goodness. Sonny shifted uneasily. Cassie still looked fragile, pale, distant, her expression vacant. At least she had stopped trembling. Social interaction wasn't his strong suit, and comforting someone was even less so. He wasn't sure how to proceed. Casting a glance at Nephi's, he let out a mental sigh. How ironic was it that he had become the most talkative one in the group? What a strange turn of fate. Mind if I get some water? Cassie turned her head toward him with a confused expression. Then she blinked, realization dawning. Oh, yes, of course. She summoned the enchanted water bottle and passed it over. Sonny gave her a grateful smile and drank deeply before handing it off to Nephi's. It eventually made its way back to Cassie. You should drink too. After she did, Sonny gave her an awkward pat on the shoulder. Looks like things have calmed down a bit. Did you have another vision? You can talk to us if you want. Cassie hesitated, then murmured softly, I'm not sure. It might have just been a nightmare. Nephi's and Sonny exchanged uncertain glances. Neither of them truly believed it had only been a nightmare. Dreams were rare in the dream realm. Still, Cassie continued. I don't remember much. It's all broken pieces, fragments. Sonny considered how to respond. Pressing her too hard wouldn't help. Maybe just share what you do remember? We could figure it out together. Cassie nodded hesitantly. After a long pause, she began to speak, her voice quiet and cautious. I first saw a pitch-black void, sealed behind 7 ancient locks. Something immense and terrible stirred in that darkness. Just looking at it made me feel like I'd go mad. One by one, the seals started to break, until the final one gave way. She shuddered. After that, it was like my mind shattered. I saw countless images, each one terrifying. Most have already slipped away. But then, she paused, gathering her thoughts. I saw the human fortress again, only this time it was night. A lone star lit up the sky, and under its light, the fortress was engulfed in flames. Blood flowed down its halls. A corpse in golden armor sat on a throne. A woman wielding a bronze spear was drowning in a swarm of monsters. An archer tried to shoot down the collapsing sky. Cassie's voice trembled. Then I saw a massive red spire, terrifying in size. At its base were 7 severed heads, each guarding a lock. At the summit, there was a dying angel, being devoured by shadows. As it bled, I felt like something so precious it defied words was taken from me. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Then came overwhelming sorrow, fury, and pain. I think that's when I woke up. Silence followed. Nephi's and Sonny sat in contemplation, trying to untangle the meaning behind her disturbing vision. Nephi's gave no sign of her thoughts. Sonny, for his part, was entirely lost. The imagery was too vague, too symbolic. Unlike her previous vision of the fortress, this one felt more like a mystic's cryptic prophecy. After a long silence, Sonny finally muttered, "Maybe it was just a nightmare. Your other visions weren't like this, right?" Cassie shook her head slowly. He scratched his scalp, unsure. "Well, dreams aren't supposed to happen in the dream realm, but you're different. Maybe this is just a side effect of your ability." Cassie looked at him, a hint of hope in her face. "You really think so?" He paused, then offered a small smile. "It's possible." Inside, though, he felt uneasy. A dying angel devoured by shadows. That doesn't sound good. Maybe I should start avoiding anything with wings. Wow, the fact that this thought makes sense now is disturbing. With that grim thought lingering, the trio began preparing for the day ahead. A while later, they sat at the western edge of the stone platform, watching the scavengers feast below. Sonny's shadow was off exploring a potential route forward. "Were there always that many down there?" Nephi asked. Sunny shook his head. There were more before. They've nearly finished picking the carcass clean. It won't last until night. That meant they needed to move soon, before the creatures dispersed and flooded the surrounding labyrinth. But heading out without a scouted path was risky. Nephi's frowned, clearly sharing his concern. Eventually, she spoke. I don't want Cassie spending another night near that statue. We should leave now. Sunny was about to respond when a sudden stir among the creatures below interrupted him. Among the bones and muck of the massive predator's remains, what little was left of it, something glimmered. Two large, glowing crystals nestled in the mud. Sunny's eyes widened. Wait, are those? Yes, Nephis replied. Transcendent soul shards. 2 of them. Transcendent. Sunny felt a mix of greed and dread. Shards of that level were incredibly rare and valuable. But the monster they had come from, that thing had been a corrupted devil. And devils, corrupted or not, could lay waste to entire cities unless faced by saints or dozens of awakened. Sunny realized just how close to death he'd been that first night. Should we try to? Wait, Nephi said. Just listen. He obeyed, straining his ears. For a moment, he heard only the din of scavengers. Then, something off. A new sound. A dissonance. There, Nephis pointed. From a broad passage in the labyrinth, 2 massive shadows emerged. A moment later, their owners stepped into view. Sunny's heart dropped. They looked similar to the scavengers, but only at a glance. These creatures were towering giants, over 3 meters tall. Their armor-like carapace was darker and heavier, soaked in hues of black and crimson. Vicious spikes jutted from their bodies. Instead of pincers, their arms ended in long, curved bone sides. A shiver ran down Sunny's spine. What are those things? Nephis narrowed her eyes. Monsters, I think. In the dream realm, single-core creatures were called beasts. Dangerous, yes, but mindless. Those with 2 soul cores evolved into monsters. Stronger, smarter, and far more deadly. These 2 were monstrous variations of the scavengers. Faster, deadlier, and clearly in command. The scavengers scattered, terrified. Any that lingered too long were cut down without hesitation, their blue blood staining the ground. The 2 monsters approached the corpse, then calmly picked up 1 soul shard each. But instead of consuming them, they turned and began walking away. The smaller creatures parted before them, staring at the crystals hungrily. Sunny watched them retreat in stunned silence. So, do we still leave? Nephis hesitated, then shook her head. No, we'll move out tomorrow. Then she turned her gaze west, tracking the departing monsters. Have your shadow follow them.